Where did the road go? Off-road edition. So back on July 8th, I had a band from Rochester in kind of a dark folk sort of thing to play in studio called The Living Room. And Eric, the vocalist guitar player, happened to mention that he had a paranormal story to share. So I recorded this short with him, just talking about what happened to him. Enjoy.
So let's see. It was 2003.
Well, introduce yourself
first.
I'm
Eric Wachowski. I live in Rochester, New York.
And you are in the band.
I'm in the band The Living Room. This is my occult experience story. I don't know. No, so 2003, I graduated college. I'd reconnected with my girlfriend who would live down in Rochester, but her father lived down in Italy Hill, down here in the Finger Lakes. We weren't sure what we were doing. She was living in Rochester. I was living in Potsdam. But because we were kind of meandering and had no plan, it was decided that I would go work for her father at his farm down at Italy Hill. So there suddenly opened up at the top of Italy Hill, which is a seasonal access only road, this cabin opened up, and my girlfriend's father was friends with the person who owned it. So my girlfriend sent me a picture on, like, whatever that was, Instant Messenger. And it looked like a cool, like, A-frame cabin, and I was like, cool, let's do it, like, we'll move in there. So I had to start work the next day at the farm in Italy Hill. I drove from Potsdam to Rochester. I picked up my girlfriend and then drove down to Italy Hill. At this point, it was like 1 in the morning, and I had to be up at like 5 or something like that. So we climbed up. Well, we got in the A-frame, and I noticed that it was fully furnished. There was, like, you know, Sarah McLachlan CDs, boombox, TV, furniture, food in the fridge, like all this stuff. It was kind of like, oh, I thought we were kind of like, you know, doing this on our own, but like whatever. So we climbed up into the loft where the bed was, and it was fully bedded. So we pulled the covers back, we got under, laid in there, and as soon as I closed my eyes, like I was standing above myself, looking at myself, and I was dead with a puddle of blood that had pooled out of my mouth and was sitting on the pillow. So I like opened my eyes, and I was like just talking to myself like, dude, you're just like freaking out, like it's a new house, like whatever. So I closed my eyes again. I just couldn't shake the image. So I ended up laying there until I had to go to work. So the next day I went to work all tired, got back from work, and my girlfriend was a little freaked out about some stuff in the house. We ended up talking about that. She claimed that she had the same thing, same vision, and couldn't sleep. She saw me dead on the bed. So whatever, sounds like a bunch of bullshit, honestly, if you ask me. But so what happened immediately is like people started coming to the house looking for our landlord who had lived there. Her name was Mary Makepeace, and they were like, "Where's Mary Makepeace? Where's Mary?" And we're like, "Well, I think she lives in Florida, like with her son or something now. Like we're renting the place." And they're like, "What? She didn't tell us she was leaving. Like I just hung out with her like 8 days ago or whatever." I was like, "Oh, that's strange." So that was happening during the daytime, but it was also happening like kind of like in the early hours of the evening, and kind of where we lived was set way back in the woods, and when people would turn off the road to come down the driveway, the headlights would flash across the sliding screen door on the porch, which was our front door. So you'd see people coming, and I'd go out on the porch and greet people and like, "Hey, Mary," we were sending her checks in the mail. That's the only, I never had contact with this woman. And her lawnmower was there and all that shit, so I was taking care of the property, like just using all her stuff. Mm-hmm. It got to a point where the gas heating unit that was in the first floor of the A-frame, it kind of made it hard to breathe for me up in the loft. I got some breathing problems, and like it was just gross. Like I was like kind of like asphyxiating, so there was a fold-out sofa down on the first floor. So we started sleeping there, which was right next to the sliding screen door on the porch. And so, again, those headlights sometimes when people would come down would flash across the door. So there was a couple nights where my girlfriend woke me up freaking out, saying that there had been headlights that flashed across the door, and there was a dude standing like on the porch, like looking in. And I never saw anything. You know, I just thought she was like bugging out, and she kind of had a proclivity for that anyways. So it was like, whatever. So then one night she woke me up and said that there was a man standing at the door, and I looked up, and the man was standing there looking in, like with his hands up on the window, and I just kind of like instantly was like, okay, fuck this, gonna like, whoop, whoop, whoop. I just like walked right for the man, and just opened the door, and there was no one there.
Wow.
And so also there was other weird things, but that's the main thing. Like my recording equipment didn't work properly down there, and it worked after that. Like everything had a really weird like warble to it, but that was like the big thing. That was like no bullshit. Like so.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's definitely creepy.
There you go.
And people can find your band where?
You can find us at thelivingroomroc.com. You can find us on Facebook at The Living Room ROC, Facebook, whatever. You can find us on Spotify. You can find us on... Are we on Pandora?
Yeah.
Yeah, Pandora.
YouTube, Apple,
Bandcamp,
all streaming.
YouTube, Apple Music. Yes. All, what's that?
And TikTok.
And TikTok. Oh, I don't know anything about that, but apparently we're on
Deezer,
TikTok.
bro. A lot of people using Deezer.
Geezer. Oh my God.
Did this event ever become one of your songs?
No.
Is it going to?
Probably should. I have been struck by electricity twice, and that has been part of songs.
Really? Struck by
That's a whole other story.
like lightning?
Yes.
And you survived okay?
Yes, it was not directly through my brain. It was through water up into where I was both times. So.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Thanks.
Thank you.
You have been listening to Where Did the Road Go? This show is made possible in part from our Patreons, and we thank you and everyone listening for helping us continue this exploration of the strange. You can always find everything Where Did the Road Go related at www.wheredidtheroadgo.com. And thank you so much for your support.